Good morning, Everyday Faith. My name is Rachel, and today is day 8. So today we're going to be looking at a quote. Hold on, I don't have my book ready. Today is day 8, looking at a quote from Winston Churchill. It says, "If you're going through hell, keep going." And I think there's a couple different things that got my wheels turning when I read this. One of them was just the keep going, the never give up, and just keep going forward progress. So if you're going an inch or if you're going a mile, just keep going forward. Don't give up. It's a huge thing. Another thing that I thought of, as far, you have the don't give up, keep moving forward. But what if you're like me and sometimes you decide not to give up, not to move forward, but you just want to kind of set up camp in your suffering. So I hope other people are guilty of this. So sometimes I have been known to just kind of not be able to get out of it, not be able to get thrown away and give up, but I just set up camp right in my suffering. And that's just where I stay. And it's not a fun place to be. Sometimes it's an easier place to be because you're not actively trying to get through the suffering. You're just kind of maybe the victim, kind of just the victim of the pain, and you're just sitting in that suffering. So for those people who are like me and have problems with that, hopefully I can help you, because I found a quote from Will Smith that started making me think about kind of blaming, like asking why God, or it's not my fault. I think there's sometimes looking past, I've used those words before. In thinking, okay, well, my mindset is, it's not my fault I got breast cancer, or it's not my fault that my parent is suffering from Alzheimer's. Well, it's not my fault, ... That's whatever is the trial that you're working through. But you need to take responsibility for getting out of that. So this was the quote that I'm going to read it. Now that I already kind of explained it, I did that backwards. But here's the quote from Will Smith. "You don't have to accept blame for the things that were out of your control, hence the pain. But you do have to take responsibility for how you react." So, like I said, I already kind of explained that. But instead of setting up camp and saying, woe is me, why God, here I am, suffer, 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 instead of doing that, saying, okay, what got me to this point might not be my fault. It's not my fault. But instead of sitting here and suffering in sorrow, I'm going to invite God into the space with me, and me and him, are going to get through it together. I'm going to press into his word. I'm going to search him in prayer. I'm going to invite other people to kind of help pull me out, maybe. And we are going to keep going. We're going to keep trudging ahead, and we're going to not give up, but we're going to keep going. And so I think that, more importantly, speaks to me as far as the not give up, because I'm not a giver-upper. Sometimes I'm not a push through. I'm just let's just set up camp and stay here for a little bit. So I hope that helps you. I'm going to read this quote again from Will Smith because I think it's powerful. "You don't have to accept blame for the things that were out of your control, but you do have to take responsibility for how you react." So the pain that got you into the suffering, into the trial, might not be your fault. The only thing that you can take responsibility for is the actions coming out. Good, right? I thought so too. All right. Well, I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will catch you the next time. Bye, guys.